Hello, hello, hello. How are you? How are you? I know I'm against Paloma and some other people, so I'm not sure if anybody's going to watch it. Who's watching? Hello. Forgive my glasses. They were on and my dogs are deciding to play. They were on the nightstand, and look, see the scratches? Yeah, my dogs are playing. And I found my glasses over by the door with scratches on the lens. So, guess how many scratches there are? 3. Hi, Mix Texas. How are you? How are you? It might be just you and me today. But I'm here to talk about what happened when somebody dies. I'm not talking about the body, I'm talking about the soul and my experience as a nurse. Um, you're welcome to come on panel. Anybody that ever comes in, Miss Texas, you're welcome to come in if you want. Hi, Freeside, how are you? I have 3 scratches on my glasses. They were on the nightstand, and I went to reach for them the next morning. And look, do you see those scratches? You, yeah, you see 3 or 4. Anyway, okay. But okay, first I got to warn everybody or tell everybody. When I was making fun of somebody, I bought you can't buy one solo cup. So if I'm using solo cups, I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm just too poor, and I'm here for it. I'm too poor, and I use them. So I'm not making fun of anybody, but somebody needs to be called out. But I don't know if they're worth my time and effort. And this is supposed to be when your loved one dies or somebody dies, what happens to the soul. And my glasses got thrown across my bed and got scratches on the lens. So I got to buy new cheap glasses anyway. So on another live, I'm going to address Jackie. Or should I do it right now? Okay, let's do it right now. Jackie, you don't think I have a broken back? I can show doctor's proof that proves it, that really proves it. And you think that I get free medical? The only free medical I get is workman's comp. Let me educate you, girl. When you hurt yourself at work, then you get workman's comp. And workman's comp is responsible for that injury. That's the only free thing I got. She compared me to the illegals that are coming in the United States is getting free health care and everything else. No, girl, I pulled my own tooth because it was rotten. Because I don't get dental. And bomb, I got the rest of my teeth. I just had to pull one. It didn't fall out. I had to pull it because I kept getting infection after infection after infection, and it was going to go into my bloodstream, and it was going to kill me. If you research infections, tooth infections in the gums, it goes into the bloodstream and can kill you. That's true. I'm here for it. That's true. It's just not common sense. You don't believe I have a broken back? You want me to show you the battery that's bulging out of the side by my butt cheek, on my right butt cheek, to show you I have a back stimulator? Do you want me to show you dozens and dozens since 2008 of records of my broken back? and blown out right knee. And for butt shell, chat, this is not for you. This is for someone special. See this, girl? Don't push me. I seen you cry and run to Mr. Snotty when somebody was bullying you. So, don't push me. I'm not that kind of a person to make somebody run and cry. All right? All right. Bum. Bum, 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 bum. The doctor's knows. My lawyer's knows. Both doctors knows my injuries. Okay? My medical doctor that deals with my cancer that I had twice and everything else. And you could see the scar. Thyroid cancer. That was one. She knows what I can and can't do. So does my pain management doctor knows what I can and cannot do. But let me get you a little information. What Workman Comp says no, yes, I am asking for home health aid to help me. But I have to go through Workman Comp, and Workman Comp says no. They're just suits behind a desk. And anybody with common sense knows Workman's Comp. And am my dog starving? Really? I'll tell you what I do for my dogs. Okay. Thank you, Miss Texas. I'll tell you what I do for my dogs. I have a portable feeder that they can eat as much as they want for days. And then I have 80 pounds of dog food by my bed and their portable feeder and their water. So I can sit down on my bed and feed them. And then when I go to the bathroom to take a shower, I take their my stupid glasses. Oh, they got thrown. Anyway, okay, you're going to make fun of me. I'm here for it. Clip it, please. Clip it that my glasses are broken. My fingernails are clean, but please clip it. So they're going to make fun of it. I'm going to get new glasses. I got scratches on this lens. But anyway, I take the water container to the shower or to the tub, and I fill it up and I bring it back. But I do have somebody to bring my dog food in, so I don't have to do that and open it for me. And my cat, his food is right by the sink. So every time I walk to the sink, oops, I'm sorry. Try it again. Yeah, they can kiss my assets too. And let me know if I should show my, hi. You can cam up, honey. Hi, sweetheart.
I turned it off.
I can show my medical records for since 2008, but it's really none of their business. And yes, I have water. I have a hot water heater, but every 3 years the heating element goes out because my water stop it, guys, is so hard it corrodes it. So I'm hoping for next month I can get the hot water heater going so I don't have to heat anything. All right. I won't entertain them. That's all I'm going to speak about. How are you, Miss Texas?
Well, I guess I'm all right. How are y'all?
I'm doing good.
I caught a little bit of Snotty's drunken binge yesterday, I guess, on her live, you would call it.
Yeah.
Pitiful that you get online to sit there and drink and get that drunk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And talking about people. When she turned sideways and kind of bent down a little bit, you can tell when she's drunk, she starts pushing that hair back,
Yeah.
And she had her face down a little bit. Have you ever seen a Shar-Pei puppy?
Yes, I do.
She's spitting image of a Shar-Pei puppy. Even her forehead was hanging with wrinkles. Wrinkles around her mouth, the bottom of her chin. I mean, I thought, she looks like a Shar-Pei puppy. I've not seen one of them dogs in years.
Well, every time you miss one, just go to her live.
There you go. Go to her live. But she was so drunk. And you can tell by the color in her skin when she first starts her live, you know, she doesn't look that bad. She doesn't look good because that mouth of hers, something's wrong with the shape of that mouth. But then the longer she was going, you could tell how drunk she was.
I'm drinking Mountain Dew, people.
Mountain Dew. And then her husband, you can tell when he walks behind her, he's drunk too.
Hi, Amber. How are you? Hi, Jennifer P. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And there's many times I've seen her husband pour her a drink.
Oh, he did last night. And she didn't just take it. You know, if you're going to have a drink, a mixed drink, you take sips of it. She was drinking it like it was a glass of water, and she'd been out mowing the yard.
Hi, Jennifer.
Sucking it down.
Oh, I know.
And her husband would walk behind her, and you could tell he was so drunk. So it's just two drunks. You know?
She's using YouTube, and she said that before. She's using YouTube instead of therapy because of the loss of her son. Yes,
she said that.
Yes, I am.
She said that. Snotty said she's using it for.
Yeah,
I lost my son. I lost my son. You don't see me on here drinking out of a solo cup, getting drunk.
Yeah. We're talking about Snot Reg. When I did fun of Snot Reg, I bought a whole thing of red cups. Now they're accusing me of making fun of her because I'm drinking out of a red solo cup. I'm not going to throw $4 away. I'm going to use them. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Now, when I do, hold on, this with the middle finger up, that's for someone special for talking shitty about me. But really, she's not worth my time because she's just a drunk and all that. And
she talks about Michelle, and she is no different from Michelle when Michelle gets drunk. I mean, they're two peas in a pod. You know?
Yeah. And what is so sad was it's not therapy, nor is the bottle. You're right. I'm here for it. You're right. And she acts so like, I'm sorry. She acts like my sister. Her nose is so far up, because she thinks she's so better than everybody else. If it rains, she's going to drown. But she didn't realize, she talked about how poor she was when she got divorced. And she was running on a spare tire, those little donuts, with a Fix-It-Flat can that she couldn't figure out how to take it off the spare tire. Now she has money because of her husband. And
he looks much older than her. I don't know, but I don't know. If he keeps up all that drinking, she's going to be poor again unless he's got a lot of money when he dies.
Okay. Amber, I will tell her to stop it.
What?
Tell her to stop huffing it. I will.
Huffing what?
Well, the cigarettes, the bottle. Maybe if she don't stop, she will, Jennifer P. She will. And the
alcohol shows on her bad now.
And I'm 62, and I have wrinkles, but not as bad. Not as bad as her. I mean,
I'll soon be 70, and I don't look like that.
No, you don't, girl. No, you don't. The Fix-A-Flat. Yeah. Hi, Bell Bell. Hi.
I can turn sideways and my skin don't hang on my forehead.
Me too. Now,
I'm sorry, I was home alone and I was rolling laughing when she turned sideways and bent her head down a little bit, and all that forehead was hanging and the cheeks and that mouth with just solid big wrinkles like a big Shar-Pei puppy.
With a constipation look.
Yeah. Made me want to put her on the head.
Now, I was thinking about sending her some Metamucil.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Maybe get that look off of her face. And guys, I don't know if this is anything to worry about. About less than a week ago, a pizza delivery lady came and had a few boxes of pizzas that wasn't paid for, and it claimed, I called it, "Hi, Flavor, how are you?"
That you called them in?
No, I didn't call. I don't know who called them in. I told them I didn't order. First I was going to take the pizzas, going, yeah, free pizza, yeah, free pizzas. And she says, no, you got to pay for it. And I said, well, I didn't order them. I wasn't going to pay for pizzas. I didn't ask what kind. But
I just get welfare checks. I think they're concerned I'm dying because I'm so old.
Come on up. Come on up. Right now, we're talking about Jackie Snotty and her mouth. She is running. And you know what? She better be careful.
Oh, and Bomb being in her chat made her just, 5 times as worse. I mean,
Oh, yeah. She has changed. She has changed so much.
She's just a drunken bitch.
You need to change your, Miss Texas, you need to change your name.
Oh, no, that's fine. They all know it.
Okay. All right.
I don't care. What this does, it keeps them from looking for me. You know, I don't even have a speeding ticket on my record, so they'd be mighty bored when they pull my background check.
I'm so sick. I have not been around much. I wanted to say hi. Face. Aww.
Who is that? I can't see chat.
Hi, Dash.
How can I see the chat on here?
Okay, you have private, or you know what I mean, private, and then you have the community.
It says Mike, Cam, chat, more, and leave.
Chat.
Hit chat?
Yeah. Yeah, private chat and comments.
Comments. Oh,
hi,
cool.
Denise. How are you? Hi, Marie. How are you?
Now I got to put my glasses on.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I know they make fun of me of my glasses was sitting on the nightstand.
Really, Maria? How do you know me from Facebook?
You see those scratches? I found them by the door with scratches all over them. My dogs can't get on my coffee table, or my bedside table, so I don't know. Anybody's welcome to come to talk about it. I'm just saying, she better be careful.
Oh my God, that CMC. Woo. I haven't heard about her in over a year. I hadn't been on Facebook in over a year.
Hold on, I'm gonna mute. Go for it, Miss Texas. Talk. I'm gonna discipline my dogs since I abuse them so much and not feed them. They're playing on my bed.
Well, guys, don't beat them.
Guys, enough. No, I had a. Oh, you probably heard me. I just tell them, guys, enough. They look at me like, what? I go, go on.
Oh God, I did, Marie. I went after her so much. I just left every bit of that. That made me a job. And I hear she's still at the same stuff. Who knows? I heard she left Ed. I don't know if you remember Olita Atkins, Maria, but she was all involved in that CMC stuff, and Helen Harris. God, it was a mess.
I'm glad I'm kind of not go there. Anybody who has channels,
hello, Flavor.
Please drop their links. This is to support everybody. Did she really leave Ed? I've been following her for years. Miss Texas.
Somewhat that. No, Lita said she left Ed and bought herself a house. And I don't know how she would buy herself a house. I'm thinking it probably she got that she shed out there behind her mama's house.
That is sad. Hello,
That,
Lucy.
Michelle did. Michelle would be a good teacher with them two together.
Hi, Carol. Hi.
That's too funny.
Read it. Read it. Read it. CMC taught Michelle all she knows. Oh, really? Ah. I know she said her grandma left her a house. Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. That's great. She's living in the shed by her mom's bingo.
Yeah, she's probably is. That's the nastiest woman. Her and Michelle Sabate are the two of the nastiest human beings I think I've ever seen for a woman to be. Nasty.
You know, I have a few others to come in mind. I, just saying, I just heard about one today. You know what I mean? On Earth's channel, and I'm gonna research her. And music knows who I'm talking about. We
What
were,
about that lady I sent you to look at?
yeah,
Have you? What was her name? Little Flower. Oh, y'all got to go look at her.
I will. Open channel, open channel. Everybody's welcome to come up. This is an open
Michelle is in there.
Now they better Snotty better be or Snot better be careful of who she is talking about, because I have seen somebody coming after her, and she ran to her sister, ran to her husband when he came home, running into his arms and crying that somebody's picking on her, and then her sister came to defend her and go, "Nobody's picking on my little sister."
Good luck with that.
Alrighty then. Okay.
I didn't want to get blocked, or I would have said something about how she looked like a Shar-Pei puppy. And I wanted to screenshot it, but I couldn't
Girl,
get my phone to work quick enough.
I'll go back. I'll go back. Little Flower on Facebook or YouTube, Miss Kathy.
She's on YouTube. Y'all will have to see her.
I
It will
will.
blow. Hey, Michelle makes her look like an angel. No,
Oh
no,
no.
no. Michelle looks like the angel compared to her. As far as, whew,
Come on up. You are welcome to come on up. Everybody's welcome. We'll talk about what happened to your souls when a person dies, because
well, I can tell you what happens to your soul when you die. I witnessed it with my dad.
really, and I had patients that I'm coming, girl. I had patients that died and came back. The doctors brought them back. Oh, girl, you're gonna make me sin, girl. I gotta get my medicine. The dogs are taking it down my purse. Girl, get that hunk off of your face. Satan, get behind me. I am sinning. Oh, that's not snotty lady's face is gonna get struck one day at those faces she makes. I agree. Oh, I love
Really,
that one. That's good.
something is wrong with her mouth. I mean, really, when I go and click on watch her when she's live, I can't take my eyes off her mouth.
Well, you know what happened to her mouth, don't you?
No,
That's what happens when you kiss bums, wrinkles, pennies. It shapes like that. Oh, you're going
either.
live at 10:15?
I think she got a. I think she got a pair of bomb snatching script panties in the mail.
I am here. Asked me to have the other picture on, so I put a new one on.
I can't see it.
Everybody, I'm going to get off real soon at 10:10, so we can jump on Flavors at Rumble. Are you YouTube or Rumble, Flavor?
Are you on Rumble at just the name Flavor? I couldn't find Jenny Jen Jen the other day
I'll see if I
on
can.
Rumble.
Miss Texas. Hi, Bell Bell. How are you? I've been in a nursing home about 40 years. In the last 15 with hospice, I've seen so many deaths. Really sad and peaceful with Rumble. Okay, she's going to Rumble. It's 11. Okay.
Flavor 1984. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Flavor. So at 10:15, we are going to, but yes, I worked in a nursing home too, and you can tell
Yep.
people that don't believe, they are scared. They are, you, I hate to say that, but you medicate them to relax their anxiety, because you could tell by the modeling of their feet that they're going, and their respiration and blood pressure and all that. You don't want them to fight to the end. You want them to relax, and you hold their hand and help them too. But a couple people, many people, one lady says she, in an hour from now. Okay. One person said she died on the operating table. She went to heaven, and she is so angry that they brought her back. She says she felt love that she's never felt in her life. She felt peace. She's seen her loved ones. She was talking to her loved ones, and then they told her it wasn't time yet. And she's so mad. And
Kimmy,
then,
I'm going to tell you, my dad died. He was 95 years old. He was probably a dad that every girl would ever want. He was he was a saint. He was a godly man. He gave. I remember he bought $4,500 worth of tennis shoes over in
God bless him.
another country some African country. He went there to minister, and these kids didn't have shoes. And they loaded all the kids up, and he took them. And when they were getting shoes, they was trying to get, the cheap ones. He said,
Right.
no, get what you want.
Yeah.
And it was like a little over $4,500 he bought for all them shoes. He was 93 years old at the time. And they would write him letters and still thankful for the shoes that they got.
Oh,
And then he would go to schools all around. They would have him come to these schools to talk about the war he was in,
mhm.
and the Great Depression. And he would do question and answers for all these high school kids. And they got to where they would visit my father. Well, my dad, when he got sick and was in the hospital, he couldn't let anybody touch his left hand because he had shingles and he got neuropathy, and it damaged his nerves so bad he couldn't touch.
Yeah.
Yes.
It hurt.
And he was in the hospital because he begged the doctor to cut his arm off. He couldn't stand the pain anymore. Well, they were going to do a nerve block. And so he would never be able to feel that hand anymore. And he got sick the night before surgery and aspirated and got pneumonia.
Oh, God bless him.
And I was sitting beside his bed, and they had him on that breathing machine to make him breathe. And I reached up and touched his hand. I thought, ooh, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
He grabbed my hand for the first time and looked over. He hadn't had his eyes open this whole probably 3 or 4 days. And he opened his eyes and looked over at me. I said, Daddy, am I hurting you? And he said, no.
No.
And he looked up and he said, see that? And I said, see what? What are you seeing, Daddy? And he said, it's heaven. I said, no, Daddy, I don't see heaven. He said, well, it's right here. He said, see Mama? I said, no, I don't see Mama. Is she pretty? He said, no, she's beautiful.
Oh.
I said, do you see Kevin? That's my son.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, he's right here. He's right here with her. And I said, are you sure, Daddy? He said, oh, yes. I said, is it pretty? He goes, no, it's beautiful here.
See?
And he looked at me, and tears was running down his eyes. And he said, baby, I'm going to miss you. I said, Daddy, you're not going to have time to miss me at all. And I said, and if you're ready to go, I'm okay with it. And he said, honey, I'm gone. and I love you. And that was it.
I had a patient that she was going, and she told me one day that the angels came and took her and showed her where she was going. And she says, no, I can't. No, I can't right now. And they took her to heaven. She says, I got to say goodbye to my husband. And I came in the next day, and she told me what they did. And I says, maybe it's just a sweet dream. You know what I mean? And she says, no, Kim, it was the angels. And the following day I had her, and she died. And her husband just laid I held him, he held me, he was crying, and he says, what am I going to do without my wagon? I'm the wheel for the wagon. In other words, they were one.
Mm-hmm.
They were one. But that is showing you there is heaven. There is.
You always doubt. Sometimes you get that one doubt. Is there heaven? Is there hell? Is there a God? Because it's hard to fathom. There's no beginning and no ending. Because in life, as we know it, everything begins. You begin a marriage. A lot of us end the marriage. You get pregnant with a child and you begin the child. All we know is beginning and ending. But there is never a beginning of God, and there's never an ending of God. And that gives you something to think about. Because in our life, as we know it, there's always a beginning.
Yes.
Something has to start from something, but there's never a beginning of God.
Okay.
He has always been.
Yes and no, Kathy. One, it's called reincarnation. I believe in it very, very much.
I don't.
Okay, I'll give you an example. Okay. My mother died in 1986. Okay. And I had my daughter in 1988. My daughter and my mom had never met. Okay. She was born 2 years after. Okay. What I want to say, I got to do this by hands. My daughter was only about 3 years old. Used to take a Kleenex and hold it just like my mother did, up there, and then put it back down. Then hold it and put it up there. So reincarnation, I very much agree. I know. Okay, and my other point of that, there is oh God, there is hell too.
Yeah, there is.
If you kill yourself, you really are never going to see heaven or come back to talk to anybody.
There's a lot of people that kill themselves, and I pray that they have a mental illness enough that God understands and take them to heaven. We have knowledge that we don't even know in God's rules and loves. And we don't know the mindset, because I almost K myself 3 times. And right before I took a gun to my chest, the bathroom door that was locked got busted down, and they took the gun from me. Like I said, I wasn't in the right mind. Now I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that mindset I was in was not me. And I pray that God understands that mindset, that he forgives. And we cannot judge who goes to heaven and hell. Only God does. And we don't know their mindset. We don't know if they were in their right minds.
We also don't know what crimes they might have committed before they killed themselves too.
But God forgives if they ask for forgiveness.
God does not always forgive of everything. He does not forgive if you killed someone purposely.
No, God forgives everything. That's why he hung on the cross, to forget. There's only one sin that he does not forgive, and it's in the Bible. And I can look it up for you.
That's blaspheming of the Holy Spirit is an unforgivable sin.
Thank you. You got it. That's the only sin he will not forgive.
Okay. I'm going to agree to disagree with you guys. We all have our own way of knowing and thinking.
Well, it's in the Bible. That's why we know.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Who wrote the Bible?
The prophets, the 12 disciples.
Okay. Where's proof that they were they men?
Yes, they were men, and even a few women that was around God that wrote around Jesus Christ, I meant. And bad medicines, I believe God understands and know of all that. That's between God and the soul. And I agree, bad medicine. I agree. It's between God and the soul. And all we do is pray and pray. I know, once they pass on, I know I'm here for it. I wasn't in here for a high life with Mama. I'm
here for it. I agree with you. It's not it's like politics. It's not nothing you everybody has their own beliefs. I'm a 100% belief in the Bible. And I'll tell you, the older I get and the more that I understand, the older I get, the more that I understand than compared to when I was in my 50s and in my 60s, going into my 70s. I see things and God talks to me totally different about my life. The older I get, I don't know if y'all are understanding what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
That's how I knew I was going to get
the older I get, we are born as one soul, and our name is written down in the book of life. That's why I can disagree with. I don't know who's on panel with me. I can't see because I don't see chat. Because when your name is written down in the book of life, when you accept Christ, I believe 100% in the Bible, then you are not reincarnated, because your soul immediately, it says, going to heaven or hell. You got a choice. You're here to make a choice. You're born to make a choice. You're either going to believe or you're going to disbelieve.
Okay.
And you're going to believe that there's nowhere that God's ever come to me and told me, when you go, you're going to be reincarnated. God's told me that my name was written in the book of life the day I accepted him. So I know where my soul is going to be, and I know where my daddy went. So I can't, as far as this other, that's not what God has ever shown me.
Okay, let's change the subject. I wasn't here
there you go.
The religious beliefs. I was here to say, anybody who has lost a loved one, I'm not in. There is a hell, because there was one patient that told me he went south. And he thanked God every moment they brought him back, and he changed. He totally changed and believed in the Lord. And I'm not trying to make it a religious thing. Oh, Bell, good night.
You know, the good thing to do is there is a book called 90 Minutes of Heaven. And if anybody ever gets a chance to read it, read it.
With my daughter, I was not able to have children. And one morning I woke up beside my husband. I says, I want to have a child, because we always did not want to have children. Okay. And I said, the good Lord came to me while I was sleeping and said, let's have a child. So, and he agreed. And like within 2 weeks to 2 months, I became pregnant.
There you
And
go.
my daughter is as smart as my mother was.
There you
So
go.
reincarnation, yes, I believe it, because you're talking one of the soul. I agree that the soul goes there, but the soul does not stay there. It refurbishes, goes through the earth and reborns itself into another body. So that's
That's
how I feel.
your
Hi,
belief.
everyone.
You read that book, Bell Bell?
I think
That
it's
was,
best to stay off religion so we don't have
there you
fighting
go.
going
No,
on.
no, no,
That
I
book
understand.
is so good.
Jennifer P, I so agree. And this wasn't trying to bring religion in it.
Yeah.
I
I
just
know,
want to
I
bring
know.
people's peace. If they lost a loved one, there is a heaven.
Well, yeah,
Got a book
I have an
called
excellent story
Murder
of
Your
my daughter
Employer.
myself.
Okay.
Yes.
Um, my daughter, she died of an overdose, and she
Bad
was
medicine.
missing for
I can understand, honey. I am understanding.
Yeah.
okay, and she was missing for 3 weeks, and I knew right away that she had died. And about a week before they found her, she had been in the morgue the whole entire 3 weeks.
Oh my
Before they
goodness.
and then yeah, what happened was they did an autopsy, artist came in and did a photo of her, and then they had it on the local news. But before this ever happened, a week before this happened, I was just in the backyard on my deck, and I was just smoking a cigarette, wasn't thinking about anything, and my daughter literally came to me, literally, like, her normal clothes, herself. And she
Right.
came to me, and she did basically, I saw her, and she said, "Mom, I'm okay." And I just knew, that she was dead. And then,
Yeah.
like, so I told my husband, I called my sister, and my sister's like, "You're crazy, Jen. If you're her mother, if she's dead, you would know." And I'm like, "Mindy, I'm telling you, she's dead." So, like, I believe things like that happen.
Oh,
Like
I
she
do
was already
too.
dead for 2 weeks. So I really believe there's like a heaven and there's a hell. But then when you bring religion into it, I know it gets a little tricky because everyone has different religious beliefs.
Right.
And I'm just thinking we should stay off of that.
I agree. I
My
agree.
son came to me after he died.
Yep.
I seen him just as plain as day.
Hi,
Yep.
Cinderella
Yep.
56. Oh, God bless you.
See, I've predicted uncles that I never met. I come from upstairs, and I come to my mother. I says, "Mom, do you know someone named Rob? They his name's Robert, but they called him R or Robert, Robbie." And she goes, "Yeah." I says, "Well, he was trying to get in touch with someone, and he's reaching for his phone. He's on the toilet. He's reaching for his phone, and a lot of yous don't know this old dial up one phone." I says he was reaching for that, and he looked and saw me, and he says, "Just tell your mother that I still love her." And that's all. So I went down and I told my mom that. Okay. Now, honestly, I've never met my uncle Robert. And I came down and I described what he looked like and everything. And my mom says that was my brother Robert, and he liked to be called R or J at times. And like I says, God does come and tell you and help you, or the angels come and help you and guide you. You know, whomever or whatever is out there is for us. It
Yeah.
is where you have the pure heart and pure mind of opening and learning and never keeping it closed up. That
It's just
only
like a
happens one way.
mind of a child. Yes.
Yeah.
And God bless you, Jennifer P. Thank you for your story. No,
But I'm
no,
going to go.
you don't have to go, but we're going to go to Flavor
Yeah.
because she's starting live real soon. I love you all. I didn't mean to have this as a
Yes.
religious deal, but I just want anybody who lost a loved one to know that they're in a good place right now. And if you want to collect my short, there's a cardinal that actually runs into my window for a month. I mean, not peck, peck, peck. He actually
Bangs it.
flops himself onto my window every few minutes for a month. And I finally had to say, Dad, I know it's you. You're going to kill the bird. Please, I love you too. Please go say hi to Mom. She's missing you. And you know what? The next morning, the bird was gone.
Yep. Hey.
I never got to say goodbye to him. I never got to get to his funeral. That's a long story, but I think
Red cardinals are not too familiar around my house.
neither is mine.
But
I've never
August
seen one before.
29th, I was sitting outside. It's my son's birthday. And of course,
Love and
it's been
respect.
16 years now. And I was sitting on the back porch and I was crying because I woke up like that.
Yeah.
And a beautiful red cardinal come land on my fence.
Oh,
And I thought, wow. Okay, you're all right.
good. See, that's them. To my knowledge, I think that's reaching and say, I'm okay. I'm okay. And saying bye, you know? And Jennifer, you're fine. Let's go go
I
bomb.
still dream about him, though.
I do my dad too. I do my dad too. And is that him coming in your dream?
No, my son.
No, is that your son
Oh,
coming
yeah, I
in?
dream about my son a lot.
Yeah, and I think that may be him trying to tell you something. That he's
I hear him.
with you.
I hear him hollering, "Mama, Mama,"
Yep, there you
and
go.
I wake up and sometimes I smell him.
Yes, I know. Isn't that's him saying, "Oh, you don't start for another hour." Okay, that's him saying, "I'm here. I'm around you."
I
And
can, or like I'm in the store and I think I see him,
yes,
and I know some of the guy that I thought was him from behind. I follow them through the store because they're built like him, and I'm thinking, and then, but I can turn around and turn back because I know they're probably wondering what's this dumbass following me for, and I turn back around and they're gone,
I know.
they're gone.
And I was always told that is them trying to let you know that they are here around you, that they want you to know that they are here. One time I seen my grandma. I'm not gonna say her last name because I already got pizzas in the, you know what I mean, at my door, and only one person, snotty, knows my address. But anyway, my grandma on my mom's side, she died when I was very young, and I swore I seen her, a look alike. I mean, you couldn't tell a difference, and I started crying, but I couldn't take my eyes off of her. You know what I mean? It was a weird feeling.
I was laying in front of my fireplace about 2 weeks after my son had passed away, and it was cold.
Yeah.
And this, from August to September, we had a chilly night, and I just wanted the fireplace.
Yeah.
And I had the fireplace on, and I was laying there, and I had fell asleep. Well, when you're in the middle of fixing to go to sleep, it's
Right.
drifting in on you. And all of a sudden, I smelt my son. And I opened my eyes, and he was standing there, and this little redheaded boy had his arms wrapped around my son's leg. I said, "Kevin." He goes, "Mom, I'm okay." And I said, "Who is that?" Because I wanted to know who this little boy was, holding his leg. And he says, "That's Braden." Of course, Braden died at 6 weeks old.
Oh no.
That's my grandson.
Oh.
And I said, "Braden," and he was just gripping my son's leg real hard. And I said, "I'm Granny. You don't have to be scared of Granny." And I went to set up, and my son said, "Mom, you can't hug us.
Oh.
And I just want you to know we're okay." And I sat straight up, and all of a sudden that was gone, but I smelt him
Yes.
strong.
Yes. And Cinderella, that's them telling you that they are here around you, Cinderella. That's them trying to say, hey, I'm here, I'm fine. When you see a lot of lookalikes, of your son, and I'm sorry about your son. And
I had him cut a little piece of my grandbaby's hair off because he had a color of hair that I have never seen before. It was a reddish blonde, but gold. And like when the sun would hit it, like it would shimmer. It was beautiful. So I asked him to cut a lock of it off so I could have it. He had a lot of hair at 6 weeks, and they cut it off, and I had it pressed in a bag so I could always have it.
of course. Oh, how precious.
And at the funeral home, they let me sit and rock him. They went and got a rocker and brought it in there and let me sit and rock him for about 3 hours.
Oh,
I know that sounds horrible probably to some people,
no, no.
but my daughter lived with me when he passed away, and I blamed myself for his death for years because she had him in the bed with her when he passed away. But I felt like because I was off that night, normally I'm gone all night, I work nights, and I was off that night. If I had put him in bed with me, because I never trusted her, she was a wild heathen, then I would have known it. I would have known he quit breathing. And I kept blaming myself that I didn't put him in bed with me that night. And I would have known he wasn't breathing and he wouldn't have died. And I blamed myself forever. But I'm going to tell you, I knew he was going to die because when I would get off work, I'd get my car. I drove a truck. I hauled the mail to Arkansas and back at that time. And every morning I'd get in my car and I got to get home because, a new baby's in my house, I got to get home and hold that baby. So I'd get in the car and start heading home, and there was a curve right before you get to my house. And every time I was rounding that curve, you know how in your head you hear things talking, why are you in a hurry? He's not going to be here long anyway. And I would just get a sweat like, God, why am I thinking this? And I would shake my head, That happened to me for at least 2 weeks. That, why are you in a hurry? He's going to be dead. He's going to die anyway.
Yeah.
He's going to die anyway. And I blame myself if I had just put him in that bed because somebody was telling me all the time he wasn't going to be here long,
This
But Sid's is Sid's.
It's not your fault. And let me, Flavor, maybe this will help you. I was told that when you die from patients, they see people around you that helps you, guide you where you need to go, your loved ones. One person says she's seen Jesus Christ that came and brought her home. One lady saw angels that showed her so she wouldn't be scared.
God says he will bring an angel.
Yes, and there's always somebody that's going to bring you home, and your loved ones will meet you there. And so, Flavor, you will see your dad again, and I will see my dad again. I promise you, you will. And one patient, he says, I was going to sit down beside him, and he goes and take his vitals because if I stand over him, he gets a little anxious. So sometimes with those kind of patients, I sit down so I'm not heaving over him, taking his blood pressure. You don't want in a hospital bed. And he goes, "Oh, don't sit there." And I looked at him. I go, "Why?" And he says, "Charles is sitting there." And I says, "Who's Charles?" And he goes, "Oh, don't you see Charles?" And I said, "No." And I said, "Okay, I won't sit there." So sometimes, patients that need a little different medications, or if they're on their way out, they'll see things, you know what I mean? Or a mental, issue. And I went up to the nurse's desk and I grabbed his chart and I asked, "Who's Charles?" And they said that was the person that was in this bed, and he died 3 days before this patient came. He don't know him. Well, that patient came back to take him home.
Jennifer, I believe that 100% you had that feeling because I know that feeling. That's a horrible feeling. And I think we're getting a warning. Jennifer said for 6 months she knew one of her kids were going to pass, but she didn't know which one.
Okay.
That is
You want to hear?
that's that's horrible. I know. I know that feeling because with my grandson, it made me sweat. I would shake and sweat and shake my head back and forth and like, God, why am I getting this feeling?
My cousin had that feeling, had a dream that both of her kids is going to die and her dad. And so she would never let the kids go together in case there was an accident or something happens. At least one would make it. And her first child, he was 16 or 17. A lady was having trouble with her ex. They were driving in an old truck. Hi, make it make sense. In an old truck. One kid was driving. He was by the passenger door holding the baby in his arms. The guy lost control and rolled the truck. The baby survived, the mama survived, and the driver survived, but my second cousin did not. He was crushed because when they went down on that side, all that body weight went on him, slammed on him and crushed him. And on the other side, it crushed him back. You know what I mean? He was, yeah. But he held tight and put his body around the baby. The baby survived. And then my great uncle died. Just a minor bender fender, but he just got home from the hospital from a heart surgery, and that minor fender bender broke open something, and he fell. He got out of the car to exchange insurance, and he collapsed and died. And then her last son went out to get a newspaper, and a cottonmouth was wrapped up in that newspaper, and he did not know. When he bent down to pick it up, it bit him. He just made it indoors, and he collapsed.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, her dreams came true. When I was 15, I would cry every time my dad left because I thought he was going to die in a car accident. He did die in a car accident 3 months later. Oh, Jennifer P., I am so sorry.
Isn't these like premonitions? Isn't that what they call it? You get a premonition of something going to happen?
Well, I kept dreaming that my grandma on my mom's side, I felt like I was in a pool and I was drowning, and she was there, and I kept trying to reach and call for her, and I was drowning, and I had that for a week. And when then the week was up, I got the call that she passed away. So I don't know if that was a warning to prepare myself. Bell says, my son used to come in my dreams almost nightly until my mom passed. When she passed, I woke up smelling cigarettes in my bedroom. It was my mom rocking my son, and she told me I don't have to worry. Oh, God bless you, Bell. Now, when my grandma on my dad's side, she was old. She, my aunt was there, and she heard snoring, and she thought, when did grandma snore? When did she never snores? You know what I mean? And so she went and looked, and there was an empty bed at grandma's, and that bed was snoring, but nobody was in it. Grandma came out of the bathroom, and that's what she was doing. Now, my grandpa snored just like that. So we thought maybe grandpa was around her because she died shortly after, you know what I mean, to take her home. And that's what we're telling ourselves, because it snored just like grandpa did. You know what I mean? Once you hear that kind of snoring, you can't get it out of your mind.
We used to think my dad wouldn't last long because he was 11 years older than my mother. My mother passed when she was 74. And I'd ask him, all the time. How do you feel, Daddy? You okay, Daddy? You know, there was nothing wrong with him. He said, shoot, I'm living in peace right now. He would
Oh,
he would say things like that to think, try to make me feel better because I miss my mother so much. He said, and I used to say, well, she's been gone for 8 or 9 years, Daddy. Maybe you ought to date. And he said, why would I want to torture myself?
Bell says no more. She's taking care of Zachary till I'm called home, and now my son comes into my dreams once in a while. Oh, God bless you, Bell. Cinderella says my sister had a dream while she was pregnant and rocking a baby with no face at 8 months. She had an abortion. This baby lived for 6 hours. Oh, Cinderella. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. See, God prepares you. And when my dad was murdered, I was having a hard time taking it. And then I prayed for the angels to comfort me. And then I
How
felt
was your father murdered, if you don't mind?
my father was walking, talking. He was a good, dementia had a good start on him. And so you have to redirect him. You know what I mean? Remind him to
Mm-hmm.
eat. And when he got irritated, like dementia patients do, you had to bring out old pictures and talk him through it. Well, he kept falling. And so the doctor recommended him to go to rehab/nursing home to get stronger. And so the hospital, did a COVID test. The nursing did a COVID test. The hospital, the doctor's office, he had about 5 COVID tests before he walked in. And he was walking in joking, and my dad jokes. He goes, well, I'm going to beat it. I'm going to beat. Yes, Bella. I'm not Bella, but Athena. Yes, I know. Anyway, he's going to beat it and come home. And, he had a positive. My husband has stage dementia. Okay, you so understand. Anyway, he got into this nursing home, and I called on him, and they don't know what I's and O's are. For anybody that don't know what I's and O's are, they're inputs and outtakes. Inputs is how much you eat and drink. Outputs is how much you pee and poop. And I says, you don't do I's and O's. I says, how do you know how much he eat and drinks? How much he poos? And she says, by law, real snotty nurse, by law, we don't have to. I go,
Well,
yeah, you do by law, because I've been a nurse for 19 years. Yes, you do by law have to do I's and O's, right? And then I called the next day, talked to my mom, and she says, that's a good nursing home. Maybe you just misunderstood. And I said, no, Mom, I didn't. And I heard that he's losing weight. So I called up there and I says, hey, call the doctor for 2-cal. 2-cal, you only drink a fourth of it. You know what I mean? A fourth of the can, and it does the whole can of Boost. And get his teeth checked. I've been telling my sister-in-law that is an RN to get his teeth adjusted because he lost some weight because his teeth were not fitting right, and he coughs every time he eats and swallows. That tells a nurse that he's aspirating. So you need to do you know what I mean? So I told the nurse that. And she said, how do you feed something like that? Like that? Really? My dad's at that? And then I keep asking, call him about every day, asking to talk to my dad. And she says, my portable phone don't go into that area, that room. That portable phone don't go to that area. So they refused for me to talk to my dad. One CNA says that the other night, in the middle of the night, Dad came out swinging. Well, I'm sorry, for a normal, everybody's normal. If you're in a strange place, somebody turns on your light when you're in the middle of a sleep and start pulling your pants down, rolling you over, most people will come out swinging, let alone dementia patients. You got to talk to them. Let them know what you're there for. Tell them, your wife is coming soon. She don't want to see you wet. You know what I mean? You got to take time with them. When he died, almost 2 weeks when he got checked in. It was almost 2 weeks. He lost 40 pounds in that place. And they claim he got COVID on top of that. So they were not feeding him for him to lose 40 pounds. And then when somebody's infected, you have to do an isolation. You have to gown up, take it off properly, do proper hand washing so you don't spread it from patient to patient. That tells me they failed on that. So so that to me is murder. When you don't feed a patient, you don't do proper isolation, and somebody dies. When a patient dies of 40 pounds less weight within 2 weeks, that's murder. That is murder to me. And I turned them into state, and state told me since it was the COVID period, they seen that they did wrong, but they are sure that nursing home has learned their lesson and doing the right things now.
Oh, so your daddy had to be their test person, huh?
I guess so. And then they refused mom to get the medical records. So, yeah. They refuse. Yeah, because they're not doing eyes and O's. They refuse weights on the patient. You know,
that's why I told my mother and daddy both, as good as y'all were to me, the only way y'all will ever see a nursing home would be if I took you to visit somebody. I took my mother, and I gave up. I was single. I gave up my apartment. This was about 20 years ago. I gave up my apartment, and I moved in with my parents and took care of my mother till she took her last breath. And when my dad got to where he couldn't stay alone anymore, I brought him to my house, and I took care of him until he took his last breath. I didn't trust nobody with my parents.
No, you can't. You can't, because most of them, a lot of them do care. Yeah, I'm going to get those. I am going to get those medical records. And Jennifer P., you're right. You've got to be patient with them. You've got to sit down and talk to them and talk about their loved ones. Bring their mind at ease. They're confused. They don't know where they're at. It's so hard taking care of my husband, but we'll never put him in a nursing home. Thank you, Jennifer P., because if you do, be prepared to live there. Because
I had my daughter quit her job and stay home with my dad because, as I said, I was a truck driver. I would leave one day and I would come home the next day. So my daughter stayed here with my dad, and we paid her very well, more than her job, to be here with my father because I didn't trust. He started getting some dementia. He would get up in the middle of the night, put a whole suit and tie on.
Yeah.
And I would listen to him on the baby monitor talking like, well, this don't match that. Or, I could hear him in there talking in his room. And I finally had to buy a dementia pad because he would get ready for church in the middle of the night and start heading out the front door. I'd let him get to the front door, and then I'd come around and say, Daddy, where are you going? Yeah. Well, we're going to church. No, we're not going to church. It's 2:00 in the morning. Let's go back to bed.
Yep.
And I go put him in the bed. So I went and bought that dementia pad. Mm-hmm. And Jennifer, I don't know if you've heard of that or not, since your husband's got that. But that dementia pad, if they get out of bed, it sets off an alarm. Yes. My daddy was, a good Christian man. The words damn didn't even come out of his mouth. But when that thing would go off at night, he'd say, oh, shit. And I could hear him on that baby monitor. I would just roll laughing. Because for me to hear my dad say something like that, it was like, wow. You just said shit. I'm going to go tell everybody.
And you can also get alarms for your doors. And if he tries to open it, you will get a sound alarm. Or
I had I had a baby monitor that went to 3 rooms where I could see him.
Yeah.
That was on the front door, and then I had the dementia pad on his bed in his bedroom, and then I had the monitor in my room when I was home, and then when I wasn't, my daughter had it in her room. So the alarm would go off on the pad, and then we could look up and see what he was doing. But oh, he would get so mad. Shit.
Hi, Faith, and make it make sense.
And then I'd hear him sometimes telling my daughter, I'm just trying to go to the bathroom. Is that okay? Can I just go to the bathroom?
Please, I'm not running away. I just got a potty. Make it
Yeah.
make sense. Caretakers do not get enough credit for what they do. I do agree.
No,
There
no,
was
they don't.
there was an 8 patient, and they had 2 units, one for the nursing home and one for the Alzheimer's and dementia patients, so they can run around and do whatever and get up in the middle of the night. That's fine. Well, they got a full-blown AIDS patient. Full-blown. Guess where they put him?
Where?
In the dementia and in with the Alzheimer's. And he would lean over them, drool in their food, drool
Oh.
all over them. I mean, eating out of their plates.
I
And
remember I come in the kitchen one day, and my dad he had a glass eye, and he had it all my life. And he got this macular something in his other eye, so he couldn't see well.
mhm,
So in my pantry, arm's length, my daddy was a snackaholic, sweets.
that's my dad too. Yeah.
And I put arm's length, that whole shelf right there was his sweets.
Mm-hmm.
Well, somehow, these Crisco bars you can get that's for grease. Well, I used them in baking cakes. Well, he had undone that Crisco bar. About the time I come around the corner in the kitchen, he was taking a big bite of that Crisco. And I said,
Oh,
hold
no,
it, hold it. What are you doing?
no, no.
He thought it was a candy bar.
No. Bell says, make it make sense. They sure don't. I train nurses underneath me to take care of each patient like they were found. I did too. Bell, I did too. Jennifer P says, I visit my daughter and had someone watching my husband in the middle of the night. He took the keys and drove the car into a mailbox and into the
Oh, no.
Was he okay, Jennifer P? Thank you, Faith.
That is just, see, I don't trust nobody. I don't.
It's hard. It's hard. And when I had home health,
And Jennifer needs a break. I understand it.
oh yeah, Jennifer
She needs a break.
Yes,
But
I'm
you
glad
can't
she would
trust
say.
nobody.
No, you don't. I woke up when I was in a wheelchair, at home right after my back surgery, and guess who was laying beside me? My CNA. She was sleeping in my bed right beside me.
You're kidding.
I rolled over and I looked. I turned my head and I looked and I go, what the?
I
You
don't
know what I
blame you,
mean?
Jennifer. I don't blame you.
No, yeah, you need to get. They also have alarms. If he's sitting in a chair, you could put it on the chair and hook it on him. So if he gets up, you can hear alarm. There's many ways, Jennifer P. Get a hold of me, and as a nurse, I can help you through because I loved working with dementia patients. And how I calm them down is pictures, talking about old times, because they don't remember now, but they remember the past. So the person didn't even woke up
Until the cops knocked on the door. You're kidding.
Jennifer P. Well, welcome, Faith. Welcome. I'm glad you're here listening. We're talking about when people pass on and, dementia patients and all that.
I'm going to have dementia next, y'all. So, because I'll be 74 long, so y'all may not know what to hear out of me next. I might forget we've even talked on here.
I understand.
Sometimes I'm thinking it might be a blessing if I didn't remember.
Make it make sense. As Jennifer P, I'm packing a tent and we can have a vacation in your backyard. Jennifer P, you're a retired nurse, so you understand. And you know when you take a job, you don't sleep. You can't take it. You can't sleep on your job. You know, it's part of life. If you take the night shift, guess what? That's your job. You stay awake. You watch
Turn
your sleep.
into Michelle Sabay.
What?
She said, "Don't turn into a Michelle Sabay." Well, I don't drink.
Seeing my mom get worn down by her husband who has Parkinson's. My mother worked at a nursing home and knows what can be done or not done. Well, that's good. Make it make sense. Just don't turn into Michelle. No, please don't turn into MS. Please don't turn into MS. That's bad.
I can't stand her voice. I can't stand to even watch her live because I'm very hot headed. I'm a very hot headed human being. I wished I wasn't, but the older I get, the worse it gets. It's when I see her talking sometimes, I want to just get in my car and go to Georgia and personally put her mouth at rest. That she never talks again. Just, I can't stand that woman. Can't stand her.
I know, but you know what? The best thing to do? Turn the channel.
Oh, I do. I have to.
Yeah.
If not, I'd be out there filling my car up with gas and be gone.
Oh, I understand. I understand because I felt like snot rag. I was ready to take a trip.
Oh. Oh yeah. And
Girl,
Bomb, I cannot stand to hear Bombshell's voice either. That goes up my back. I'm like,
Miss Texas, you got the panel. I gotta pee. Sorry. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Yeah, Jennifer, I understand. She is evil. There's no doubt in my mind she has demons. I mean, loads of demons. And you can't say and do the things that she does and be normal. That's just not normal. She just full of the devil. Very evil, Jennifer. She is very evil. And all she cares about is herself. And I don't know how she sits up there so proud about, and then that her son got out of the pen. I would, if my son was in the pen, none of you girls would know about it because I wouldn't be proud about it. And I'm proud enough that I'd even let anybody know about it. And then putting him on the phone or asking people to send him things. No. And there's no doubt in my mind that she doesn't have a good mother, a mother that cared enough to buy her a house for her and them kids. But yet her mom ended up with the kids and raising them. And Michelle, it wasn't good enough for her because her mom had a better house than her. She wasn't going to live in that, what her mother had bought her. She won't take care of her loved ones. That's for sure. Make it make sense. I would just love to hear what her mom has to say.
I would too.
You too, Faith. Have a good night. I would give anything.
God bless you.
If we could just hear from her mother one time.
We all know what she's going to say. It's a mental illness that she'll never outgrow.
I don't think it's a mental illness. I will argue that point with anybody. I don't, because Michelle knows what she's doing.
Oh, yeah, she knows what she's doing.
And, you can control it.
Yeah.
Part of my anger and my quick temper and rage is because of all the stuff that's happened to me in the years from the losing so many people at one time. And I can control it.
Yep.
I mean, that's up to you.
Yeah. I agree about the demons, and I think Bomb has demons, and I think Jackie's getting demons, and she's changed since she started.
Amen, Faith.
You don't judge people. What they have to do is pray and forgive them and stay humble. Faith, I am. I don't
That's
hate
why I turn her off. I can't listen to it
people.
because it brings things out of me that I don't like in me.
See, that's dark and evil. Dark and evil is coming through. What are you watching? And it brings that out
You know,
of,
look how many men she's had that was willing to take care of her. And she couldn't even be good to the man
oh, I agree.
that was there.
I agree.
I mean, ETN bought her a home,
A
you know?
beautiful home. A beautiful.
Yes. She just, I got a sister that was diagnosed with 16 different personalities. And it's amazing to me when she wants things to go her way, she can stay normal for weeks. But if somebody crosses her path a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know which one comes out, but there'll be one of them other 16 that comes around the corner.
Yeah.
She's just totally different. She was the sister that when my father was dying, he passed away at 4:58. 4:56, she was at the bank and took $42,000 out of his checking account and was not at the hospital with him when he passed away, nor did she go visit him in the hospital.
See, I would have give anything other than my soul or my kids, give anything to go visit my dad when he was leaving this earth. You know what I mean? Or
Hmm.
even go to the funeral to say my goodbyes.
She didn't go to his funeral. She took out $42,000 out of his checking account, but she didn't go to his funeral. Yet he paid her rent up until she finally got married, sent her kids to college, and bought her a new car.
That is so wrong. That would be multiple personality disorder. I was diagnosed with both. My life was in a shambles, but it's getting better. I'm so happy for you, Sweeney. I'm so happy for you. Yes, there's nothing wrong with a mental
But
disability,
you're recognizing what you have.
and you're getting help, and you're getting better.
Michelle doesn't want help.
Or they haven't gotten her on the right medication. And to my opinion, they need to put her in a mental hospital, adjust the drugs till they see the improvement, and then release her, and then check on her every other day or every third day.
I can hear her at a psychiatrist's office, okay? She's probably telling the psychiatrist what is wrong with her. The psychiatrist, she don't have the problem. It's the psychiatrist that has the problem. Because she's really good about telling everybody what's wrong with them and not herself.
Well, I really wish she would have took the female. The female wouldn't back out because the female, she knew she couldn't get around her. But a man, she thinks she can, you know what I mean?
Really, Bell Bell?
What? Okay. I knew you from somewhere.
We were Facebook friends in all the same groups. I never, well, I didn't know. Well, I'm not going to ask you your name, Bell Bell.
Yeah, I agree, Sweeney. Yes, but she won't stay on her meds. I doubt it. I agree.
No, she won't.
No. And sometimes somebody with a mental disorder would, they think they can treat it with themselves with alcohol and different illegal drugs to make them feel the way they think they should feel.
Well,
You
you
know what I'm
notice she says she's got a new medication and it's working out for her now. And then within 10 minutes, her head will completely spin around and boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
That medication must be quick acting, doesn't last for long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do that, Bell Bell. Yes, message me. Uh,
Go ahead.
yeah, I mean, just instantly, she's sitting on that couch all sweet, sweet, hi, wait, more people join, blah, blah, and somebody else say something, and that medication's gone.
I agree, Marie. She keeps attacking TCL and she doesn't stop. I agree.
And
she,
I wished I had the money that I used to have when I worked, because TCL would have already been in Georgia. Trust me. And because the only thing that's going to shake and wake Michelle, if somebody does legally get to her.
yeah, I agree.
It's going to have to be legal. Somebody's going to have to come in there and say, you got a warrant for your arrest, you're going to jail, and the charges are going to be there.
But nobody goes to her home, because with a mental patient, anybody who owns pews know that you can't have a mental illness and have pews. Thank you, Bell Bell. Good night, sweetie. Because it's on the form. Do you have a mental illness? You cannot. And if somebody goes up to her house, I'm scared somebody's going to get hurt. She shot at her husband in the house. She had but a cop.
And so I think I caught it. I wasn't for sure because I was in the middle of doing something and it was loud and I couldn't hear too good. But I thought I heard someone say that ETM was taking her to court again.
Yeah.
And then something else I heard. Oh, something she done. Oh, that she wouldn't let people up in there to fix the house.
They're wondering. They're assuming not. Who knows? That one I'm not going to say. She's got to go to court and answer for what she's done. I hope he takes for contempt. Right.
I do remember the judge telling ETN's attorney that he awarded ETN's attorney $6,500 in attorney's fees from Michelle.
$7,000.
So yeah, that $7,000's to ETN, but the judge awarded them attorney's fees of $6,500. I heard that. Where did I see? Y'all, I had dementia. Okay. I can't remember, but it's definitely planted in my head. And I did hear that somebody might have been reading it off of some papers that they'd got from the court.
Yeah, I remember them saying
that. They were awarded attorney's fees, that she had to pay them attorney's fees to ETN's attorney. And I'm sure that when they go back to court, they're going to win more attorney fees on top of that $7,000.
This is the second. This is the second contempt. My husband said she might get arrested. Bring her second time being in. Oh, yeah, she might. She might. That's where she belongs. I hope she goes there and ENT gets his pews back.
I think the best thing for that judge to do is give her 72 hours to get out of the house, lock her butt up in jail, and let her figure it out.
Okay.
There's got to be a time to answer. That man has been more than gracious and more than good to her.
Now, come on, Miss Texas. If you had an ex like that had pews and a mental illness, she might find you down and you know, she's took a shot at him before.
Yeah, I know. I seen that hole up there.
So he's probably scared to do more than go the legal way. Yeah, I am worried about those dogs. I really am. She owes
Thanks, Marie. I thought she owed them attorney's fees.
and attorney fees. What really got me sick to my stomach is when that one live stream, and I know she did it to make us sick, acting like she was making out with her dog.
I believe she's gonna kick Jake one too many times, and they're gonna find her in that house in a pool of blood. Honestly,
Well, then poor Jake
'Cause
is going to be put
he's-
down,
he's gonna turn on her.
but poor Jake's going to get put down for turning on a human being.
But isn't he a pit bull?
I think he is. Yeah,
And you can only mistreat them dogs so long,
I agree. I know that was
and
gross.
it would be horrible for it to happen. But you know, thank you, Swanee.
See, I'm not the only one that thinks you sound like Dolly Parton. I think you do need to sing for us one of these days.
Oh, I don't know about that. That you can only kick on them so long, and they're just going to say, "I've had enough of you," you know,
Yeah.
because she's mean to that dog. She acts like she's good to that dog every now and then when they're on live, but you can tell by when she kicks him away and stuff, she's mean to him.
Yeah.
I wish somebody could rescue that dog. I really do, because I feel sorry for him.
Yeah, no, she wants to get rid of him. If he bites her, she would have to put him down like she did with ETN's dog Taylor. I agree. And that she should have never put ENT's dog down.
He is such a good dog. You know, and all he wants is love and affection when he's over there, and then she'll just push her foot, get away from here.
See, Marie thinks you sound like Dolly Parton too.
My
Didn't I
God.
tell you the first time I heard you? You sound like
I wish I had her money.
No, I talked to her limo driver. You know what Dolly Parton tipped this one person, this one waitress? And how he knew? She came out to the car and gave the dime back and she said, "No, I think you might need it more than me."
A dime?
A dime.
Well, no, I wouldn't do that. She's going to be singing in the national anthem here for the Cowboys.
Oh, is she?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Maybe I need to go back up and sing for her.
I think you do. Have to be a backup for her. I think you do. Make that money. You know, make that money. But, you know, the big hair, closer to God. Yeah, the bigger the hair, the closer to God. You're right.
I don't have much hair. I keep it short.
Well, Miss Texas, I heard she keeps her hair short, and those are all wigs.
She does the clip-ins.
Oh,
I follow Dolly. I love Dolly.
I did too. But I don't know. I wish she never had her face done. She don't look like the same old Dolly. I still love her. Don't get me wrong. And she's still beautiful.
I wished I had her body.
Oh, honey, you don't want those boobs.
Well, no, I want the little waist she's got.
Oh, well, yeah. She never had babies. So she could keep that little waist. You know what? People with money are the worst tippers. Us poor people tip better because we know how hard it is and have to work for our money. Maria, I so agree. And
when Chili's first opened was in Dallas on Greenville, I was young. I started working at Chili's. I was one of their first managers. And I tell you what, that's what I learned. The poorer the guy was, the more money I was going to make.
Yep.
I beat concrete for years, waiting tables. And then I went and started driving a truck.
There you go. I love
because
Dolly.
I knew that's what would support me and my babies.
There you go. And that's why I became a nurse, because I knew anywhere I move, everybody's looking for a nurse. You know what? And I called myself a glorified butt wiper because I could pass meds, give shots, IVs, whatever. Athena, you're fine.
I used to keep saying, I want to be a truck driver. I want to be a truck driver. My mom and dad would laugh at me. And just all of a sudden, I was at a job. I was AT&T, was called Western Electric, building some kind of CD boards or something way back then, 1974. And I was talking to the girl. That's how old I am, y'all. Talking to the girl across from me building them. I said, I just want to be a truck driver. And she said, well, when are you ever going to do it? And I got out, I got up, punched the clock, quit my job, and went to truck driving school.
There you go. There you go. I wanted to be a veterinarian, and my mom and dad talked to our vet, and I lived on the farm, dealing with cows and horses and pigs and sheep and, what I mean, and all that. And he told me if I wasn't 250 pounds and 6'3", I have no.
Like it makes sense. Well, right now I volunteer for a high school here. They bought a big trailer to haul their band equipment, and they got a day cab to haul it with, but they didn't have anybody to drive it. So my neighbor called me. She's a school teacher, and asked me if I would mind delivering their band equipment to baseball games. And I said, my car's not big enough. Of course, she didn't tell me it was going to be an 18-wheeler and a big a trailer. And I said, my car ain't big enough to haul all that band equipment. She said, no, they got an 18-wheeler, but they don't have anybody to drive it.
Okay.
I said, sure, I'll drive. I said, but I can't be paid for it because I still hold a CDL license.
Right.
But to be paid, I'll have to go down and take a physical and all that good junk. I said, but I can't accept money. I said, but I can do it as a volunteer. So now I just volunteer on the weekends, and I take their band equipment. Then I go back and pick it up and bring it back to the school.
Maria says, I've always cleaned houses and been a nanny. Now I'm at home taking care of my grandbabies when they need me. Oh, God bless you, Maria.
I have a great grandbaby.
Oh, how sweet.
He'll be 5 in January. He was born with a heart defect.
Oh, God bless
He's had 3 open heart surgeries. He had a stroke when he was 2 weeks old. He's had 2 brain surgeries.
Oh, no.
And they say he's autistic. But if he's autistic, I don't know what you would call it, because the child will come into my house, grab my phone, go sit down on the couch, goes to YouTube, and he will sit for hours. And he finds all this stuff himself. And he's been doing it since he was 3. And he looks up how to repair washers and dryers.
Wow.
And he looks up how to fix, these cars that you don't need a key, you just push the button.
Yep.
Okay. How to repair that in the electrical system. And, but he's on a heart transplant list now. So if any of you guys want to pray for him, his name is Daniel. He's a sweet little thing.
Oh.
But he is highly intelligent.
We will pray
highly intelligent. Now, I don't know how of course, I don't understand if you're going to call it autistic, but they call it on this high spectrum. I don't know what that means, but he's very intelligent. He scares me intelligent, okay?
Yeah. Swanee, you're right. Wow, that baby has some smarts. You're right. And, you never know what they might have been wrong. You know what I mean? Or he's going to live a normal life. They plant a name on a person, which should not be. You know what I mean? And now he has to wear that tag around him all his life. And he might not be. You know what I mean?
The first thing he wants when he comes in is my phone and a set of car keys. And he will sit all day long with my phone and a set of car keys. But I didn't know, bless my heart, I didn't know that I could take my phone and watch YouTube on the TV, okay? I was out mowing the front yard and he was in the house with my phone. I knew he was fine because he don't get into anything. And if he wants anything, he'll come outside and ask me. I
That
was
don't
mowing
sound
the
like
yard.
an autistic person that don't.
I was mowing the yard and I come in the house. He's sitting on the floor watching something on TV. And I thought, I've never seen that show before because I hardly ever watch TV. And he had the phone on YouTube on the TV. I said, how'd you do that? I had no idea you could do that.
Cinderella, I agree. They might diagnosed him wrong. And Maria, my grandson is autistic. He doesn't want to talk, but he loves his iPad and he plays games and wins all the time. He had to have surgery on his skull at 3 months and wear a helmet for a year. He's
Bless
fine.
his heart.
God bless him. And all my
He's probably, mine didn't talk for a while, honey. He didn't talk. He didn't walk till he was almost 2. Of course, he was asleep for almost a year through the heart surgeries. And, they all worried about him because he wasn't walking at 1 and all that. I said, he slept for the first year of his life.
Give him a
He's a year behind.
Yeah.
But when he started talking, he don't shut up. Okay?
There you
When
go.
unless he's got your phone and the TV now watching YouTube, he don't ever shut up. You can get him in the car, get him in his car seat, and you're he don't shut up.
Well,
But I don't care because I'm just thrilled to death he's talking.
Flavor's going live, and let's go bomb.
Oh yeah, she is fixing to go live, isn't she?
Yeah, Rumble. Let's go to Rumble and tell her we came from my
Well,
channel.
Marie, I will pray for him, but he will start talking.
On my community page. I have a prayer list for people that needs prayers, and please go for the people who already put up who need to pray for. Please pray for these people. And if you need prayers for a family member, you don't have to use their names because we have few haters that hates me. You know what I mean? But just say family, and we'll know, and we'll pray. And everybody who goes in there, the people that says please pray for them. And everybody who has on my community posts for prayers, I am praying for you daily. God bless you. God bless.
And I'm going to go practice up on my singing.
You do, because one of these days I'm going to call you out. We're going to call you out. Let's surprise
you too, Maria. Good to talk to you. And I will pray for your brothers. I will.
Oh, yes. We will pray for your brother. Yes. And I hope that wakes him up to get off of it. Thank you. God bless you. And let's tell Flavor we love her. Thank you for coming in. God bless you. I love you. Redneck Grandma out. Thank you, Miss Texas, for coming up.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.